The Fundamentals of Critical Reading. I'm your instructor, Brittany Dixon, and if you're in this class, then you should also be enrolled in my Comp 1 class. All of these classes are online, which means that all of your work will be submitted through Moodle and graded in Moodle. I would like to first talk about what this class is about. So Fundamentals of Critical Reading is about taking what we talk about in Comp 1 as it pertains to reading and breaking it down a little bit further and maybe learning some new skills and techniques to help us with our reading. So basically, in our Comp 1 class, our entire semester we will be reading our book, Hand to Mouth, Living in Bootstrap America, written by Linda Tirado. So in this book, there is a lot of themes that we're going to discuss throughout the semester in our discussion board online, which you can find under your Comp 1 class. Now, as this class pertains, it will be mostly about talking about ways that we can utilize the reading and those skills and techniques we've talked about, and helping us to break down the reading and the literature a little bit better, and so that we can understand it better and hopefully enjoy it more. Because anytime we enjoy something, we're more likely to have fun doing it, and we're more likely to do it. So, with that being said, this class, the grading is going to be based on your Comp 1 course. So if you pass Comp 1, then you'll pass this course. However, you do have work in here for participation work. What that means is I'm going to be checking your online work in your Moodle for your Fundamentals of Critical Reading class. And if you're not participating and doing that work, then it will reflect poorly on your grades in your Comp 1 course. And the work that I'm having you do is not going to be checked for accuracy in your Fundamentals of Critical Reading class. It's going to be checked to make sure that you're following along and trying your best at the assignments that I am giving you. So, for instance, in our Comp 1 course, the reading assignments that I give you out of our book, Hand to Mouth, you will not be tested over in that course. How am I going to know if you're actually reading? Well, part of that will be through the discussion board post. The other part is going to be through your quizzes that you take in your Fundamentals of Critical Reading class on Moodle. Those quizzes should not give you anxiety or cause you to be stressed out, because I'm not giving you an ABCDF letter grade. What I am going to do is go in and look at your responses, because they are all open response, meaning you can write whatever you want to write. And I'm going to look to see if those responses seem to reflect the responses of someone who would have actually read the assignment. So, for instance, if you don't know the exact answer to a question, but you remember reading about it, then write down what you remember reading about it. That way I can say, okay, so they didn't remember this exact answer, but they do remember that part of the book because they've written about it. So what that means is that though you won't be getting an ABCDF letter grade, if you refuse to do the quizzes, if you do poorly on the quizzes, meaning I can't tell that you've read anything at all, then your discussion board post grades will reflect that. Because again, that it's a two-part system in me being able to tell if you're actually participating in the assigned reading. The other part of our work online in our critical reading classroom is our vocabulary words. So vocabulary is a big issue when it comes to our critical reading. If we don't know the words, if we've never encountered them, if we've never looked them up, if we're not used to looking them up, then when we come across a hard word while we're reading and we don't know it, we're not familiar with it, skip over it, and then we don't understand the material as well. And if we do this often enough, we may not even remember what we read because we don't understand what we've read. My goal is to get you guys used to looking up unfamiliar words. What does that look like? Well, let's say I'm standing in line at Walmart about to check out with some groceries. I glance over and I see a magazine to my left. On the cover, it has a word that I'm not familiar with. I do not know what that word means. What should I do? Should I just ignore it and move on throughout my day and never learn what that word means? Or, thanks to technology, should I grab my cell phone, look up that word on Google, look up the definition of it, and then understand exactly what I'm seeing on the magazine? And when I come encounter with that word again, I might remember it in the future because I took the time to look it up. Furthermore, it gets me in the practice of looking up words that I'm not familiar with. So then when I am reading something for school and I don't remember a word or don't know a word, what do? I look it up because I'm in the habit of doing that already. So that helps promote reading in the sense that it helps you get into the habit of looking up words that we don't already know. So your vocabulary journal, which you will find in your Fundamentals of Critical Reading Moodle shell, it is meant for you to add words, 6 words, every week. Words that you didn't know before you look them up. And where are you going to find these words? Literally anywhere. You may find these words in our readings. You may find these words in readings of other classes. You may find these words sitting in a doctor's office or walking down the street and seeing a billboard. It doesn't really matter where you find the word. What matters is you came across a word that you didn't know in regular everyday life and you took the time to look it up. So that's where you're going to submit those 6 words every week. You will log on to Moodle, go underneath your vocabulary journal, and you will add those 6 words separately as separate entries so that we can all benefit from that. And the good thing about this vocabulary journal is it's printer friendly, so you can go in and print it off every week. And now you have a whole group of words to learn from, not just from yourself, but from your classmates as well. So hopefully that will help you guys in terms of learning to look information up that you're not familiar with right away, and also getting into the practice of using those words. So once we look them up, if we use them afterwards, we're more likely to retain the memory of what that definition means, which again is all about helping us learn words that we're not familiar with, learning to look those words up, and using them in our everyday practice, such as reading or writing or speaking. So if you have any questions, please email me. Keep up with your online coursework by checking in at least once a week to make sure that you've done the coursework for that week. And if you ever have questions, please don't hesitate to email me or call me during my office hours, or swing by if you happen to be on campus, and I'd be happy to go over anything that you're unfamiliar with or not sure about. Thanks. Have a good day.